Howdy folks, James at Wrexham, wrexham.com.au. Wrexham is what we do, and I have a project to talk about. Funny, because they said that's what I'd be doing. So anyway, project number one. I want to put a set of accordion ways on my lathe, because I do a lot of grinding, I do a lot of lapping and sanding and stuff on my finished parts to hit them to, within 3 micron tolerances. I mean, the tolerances I work in are pretty tight. There's my bullet pointer. Yay, that's pretty cool. So anyway, I finally decided it's time to put the 3D printer to work and actually make some stuff with it. And I'll show you some other stuff first, but we'll just stay on topic. So this very nasty, but scale, this one anyway, sketch, is for a 3D printed plate which will be printed in 100% infill that will literally bolt onto the carriage in the bolt holes for the traveling steady. And it has a boss here, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it has a boss that's 4 millimeters more proud than the rest of the carriage, and I'm going to make this part with not just that 4 millimeter take up there. I'm going to make it about 6 millimeters or 7 millimeters, so there's a lot of pressure that this part's going to create pushing on the apron end. Now the end of the apron is plastic and it's rigid, it's fairly strong, and I'm basically going to squeeze it into place using this, and then the other end of the apron will be at the front of the lathe. So that's project number one, and I'm going to CAD this up on Fusion 360 because I need to get better with it. It's a new thing for me, Fusion, and I did use it about 8 years ago, but a lot's changed. And just a bit of background, I've been an amateur machinist for about 15 years. I'm certainly really quite rusty, but there's still a lot of stuff I know, like running a lathe, mill, CNC. I used to have a 4-axis retrofitted machine there that was pretty damn cool, and I'm getting back into it. So there'll be lots of little hints and tips that I talk about that might be of interest to somebody. Like for instance, this 3D printer is actually really starting to come handy. Like I needed a lathe spider, I didn't want to turn one up, and I didn't have any big aluminium, so I 3D printed one with a 50% infill, and I 3D printed some bushings that fit beautifully. Sorry, my computer's just having a meltdown. That fit beautifully. So I tried a few different things, and this eliminates the run out of a piece of about 1.5 meters long, and that goes in there really tight. So my 3D printer happens to hit outside dimensions really well. Inside, need to bore to final dimensions. So depending on your infill and stuff, I make sure that I have enough to get rid of. And this is a 3D printed AXA tool post holder for 250-201 series. Absolutely brilliant, just hot glue it on. So I'm going to make these, they'll probably be on my website. I'm not going to make the spiders, but they're just so easy to make. But plans for this, because I know so many gunsmiths that run an AL960. I'm going to offer this as like a kit or something, I think, because this should be really handy if I can do it well. So let's go have a look, and it's printing now, as you can hear, and when it's done we'll go have a look and see how it looks. Now in my excitement I actually thought my video camera was recording to show you the part up close, but it's not. Or I forgot to turn it on, but check if you can see it in there. Yeah, you can see it in there. There it is. And does it work? First proper project? Well, golly gosh, that works absolutely perfectly. Now, I didn't say it at the start, and I should have. This apron comes from AliExpress. It is by far the cheapest place to buy it. It is sitting very snugly against the compound there, but the compound obviously moves freely, and it's not going to bend it or anything when you're using it. So I'm super thrilled with that. Next thing I have to do is print this this part to pinch it. I'm going to do the same pinch thing because it's not under a great deal of force. And I'm going to use the two M8 bolts that are alignment screws to get the bed block in. Now the bed block, don't recommend ever taking it out. I made the mistake of doing it. Indicating it and truing it back in was an absolute freaking nightmare, but not as bad as people said that it would be. I didn't have to scrape it or anything. I just had to get it lined up, tap, 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 and be gentle and indicate off it, and finally got it. The lathe still turns a taper though, from factory. I'm pretty sure it's pointed away from the tool, and that's really annoying because this thing is only a couple of months old, and I got to get in here to these bolts and some bolts underneath the back on the left there and adjust it. But I'll double check it in the next couple of days. But I noticed it is turning a taper closer to the spindle, just a little bit. But and the bed is definitely level. Like I've got an engineering level there, and I've checked it, and I've been the last couple of weeks just wibble wobbling it into perfect level. So the bed's definitely straight. So yeah. Anyway, that's happening, and these here we go. They're my little tool post holders holding all my stuff. They're cool. I really like them. I just think it makes life easier, and even at home, you know, you got a professional looking workshop and lathe. That's cool. So anyway, lathe project seems to be coming along well. I'll get that printed and then we'll check it out. Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Way bed covers. Oh my gosh! I hope this works. Oh my gosh, that bunches up a little bit at the end there, but it doesn't hit the chuck. Probably isn't meant to bunch up like that, but it's got a bit of pressure under it. Okay, so, oh my gosh, that's really amazing. That's so cool. And it goes all the way out. I can get the full travel of the bed if I want to. Oh my gosh, now I do most of my work up near the chuck. So, what does that look like? Really, really good. That's fantastic. Let's do another angle. So just like a little project, this is why 3D printers are cool, because to make that would have taken ages on a mill. Just to get it right and to machine it up and blah, blah, blah. Whereas I can just CAD it and 3D print it at 100%. And that'll last, I don't know, ages. So, project complete! Yay! Wrexham.com.au